the shots that I take, about the ankles I break, about the hits that I make, it's just more to the game. It's more to the game. It's just more to the game. It's just more to the game.
A lot of people been talking a lot of smack about Draymond Green. I personally think Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer, elite player, defender, leader, everything. But some people in here don't think the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with Trey. Tell me what you think about Draymond Green.
Oh my goodness. Draymond Green, and I've said this for years, is the worst player to ever be considered good. Now look, I always say I cannot minimize his impact, but him as a player is garbage, man. Garbage. Listen, this year, let me pull my stats up. This year, he's averaging 4.8 points a game, 4.6 rebounds a game, and 6 assists. Now, hold on. 34% from the field. What elite player do you know is averaging 5, and 6?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, what is he shooting from 3?
21%.
Yo, man, look, man.
I don't look at him as a shooter.
He's not that good. He's not doing very well this year, bro. But look, man, these past years, you've seen Draymond do some things, man. Ever since he exchanged those words with Kevin Durant, he ain't been the same.
Yeah. And
I don't know what KD did to him, but he must have said something to the locker room. But look, man, Draymond Green, bro, I know y'all seen him in the past. I know y'all remember that game. I think he was playing the Clippers. He lit Chris Paul up. You know what I'm saying? He's shown that he's been good, but yeah, right now.
He just say he lit Chris Paul up.
Now, it is key to note that the Warriors were down very bad without him at the beginning of this year. But on the counter side of that, he has a plus minus this year of plus 1.6. So, everyone wants to talk about or say, they don't win this game without Draymond. That's not what the numbers say. He's an elite defender, 1.2 steals and 0.1 block. That's not what the numbers say. So again, I understand numbers never tell the full story, but these numbers, there's no story to tell.
Trey, like we only talking about right now. We talking about Draymond as a player.
I'm talking about right now. Because the conversation
right now, a lot of players aren't as good as they used to be, man.
I understand that, but the conversation started because when Draymond came back to the Warriors this year is when they started stringing together some wins. Yes. And the thing that everybody starts to say is the things that he doesn't show up on the stat sheet, et cetera, et cetera. But all those things that people say that he's good at, there's going to be some statistical impact there.
No, it's not.
You say he's an elite.
Hold on. I'm jumping in.
You don't get a stat for good shot contests or deflections and things like that, bro.
He said good shot contest.
I'm jumping in right now, Shay. Hold on. Everybody chill right now. I'm finna destroy this casual take right here by Trey Houston.
Go for it. I'm waiting.
If you are a real basketball fan, a real basketball eye, then obviously you know that the majority of things that Draymond do will not show up on the stat sheet. When he was at his best, obviously his stats did look better. His assists, his blocks, his steals, rebounds, all this stuff did look better. I'm not saying he was the same exact player he was a few years ago, But the things that matter the most in basketball, the little things like defense, help side defense, communication, leadership, toughness, grit, communication, all those things you're never going to see on the stat sheet. But you definitely see them on the court if you're paying attention to the game. You see Draymond out here being one of the best help side defenders of all time. You see him coaching up Wiseman. You see him when he gets in the game, how the tempo changes, how he pushes the tempo, how he directs traffic, tells people where to go. You see that when he wasn't playing, the Warriors looked like the same team they did last year, and now they're a playoff contender team. All those things will not show up on the stat sheet. Does his stats look bad this year compared to other years? Yes. But we were talking about Draymond Green as a total player in his career. These are not numbers for his entire career. These are not numbers during his prime. He's the Defensive Player of the Year. He's a champion. And let us not forget that in 2016, when they was about to beat the Cavs in Game 7, it was only because of Draymond, not because of Steph and Clay. Draymond had over 30 points, I think over 10 rebounds, almost had a 30-point triple-double in that game, and he would have been Finals MVP. All those things were because of Draymond. But this year, his statistical numbers don't look the greatest. But that's not what we judge Draymond by anyway.
So that's an all-star to you?
Did I say he was an all-star this
This
year?
year, no.
Did I say he was an all-star this year?
Not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not an all-star.
Noah said that this year he's having an all-star season, but it is not.
You said at the beginning of this debate, you called him elite.
He is okay. Just because you're not an all-star this season doesn't mean you're not an elite player all time.
He's elite at something, man.
So, all right. So I got a question. So he's elite because he's a great help defender, because he's a great communicator.
He is elite
because
he's elite because he is a great defender, a great leader, a great passer, a great screener, and just a great guy to put. You don't know you can't even say anything about passing because you don't think LeBron is a good passer. You said everything LeBron do is basic.
I said pass. No, that's not what I said.
All your takes are nullified.
Passing wasn't a skill.
That is
you're
cap.
funny. Yo, I
can't listen to anything you say.
Passer.
I can't. If you say that, you said pass. I can't listen to you say. I can't.
It's not a skill. It's IQ.
Yeah.
If you have a high basketball IQ, you can be a good passer.
Yeah, that's also another reason why Draymond is elite, because he has one of the highest IQs of all time.
Oh my God, Bron is 6'8", crazy body type, has a great IQ, right? He drives in. You know you're going to cause help. You make the great pass.
The NBA is not that simple. The NBA is not that simple. There's a whole lot more things that go into that.
When you're 6'8" and you have Bron body type, it looks that simple.
He makes it look that simple, but it's a whole lot more things that he does to get those passes. He directs traffic to a certain place.
I put it on IQ.
Space. He puts the ball in certain spaces.
So
it's a lot more that goes into that.
So with that being said, do you think Draymond passes on the level of LeBron James?
No, not at all.
Or anything near it?
No.
All right, now
he's
crazy.
surrounded by
now you crazy
shooters.
Draymond is a product of being surrounded by great shooters and other good talent.
Hey man,
Draymond,
man. Everybody doesn't do it, man. You can't blame him for seizing his chance, dog.
I understand that, but listen, Draymond in any other situation, and I mean literally any other situation,
we're not
you
talking
would
about
never remember his name.
No. We're not talking about what is. We talking about what he did to him.
You said about Steph Curry. When Steph Curry, he was almost. You don't remember Steph Curry beginning of his career? They didn't think Steph Curry was going to make it, but obviously he was in the right situation where he kept getting opportunities. Steph Curry was injured. There were guys that were actually playing better than him that took a back seat because they wanted Steph Curry to be good. The situation is everything in basketball. There's not one player that's not a product of a good situation. No matter, at some point in time, you put in the right opportunities.
That's a stretch. That's straight. That's a stretch.
But what I'm saying is,
there are some players that's gonna hoop no matter where.
Curry
it's not what I'm saying is that everything is about situation. As a professional, especially like whoever has the best situation always goes the farthest. Obviously, talent is talent, but what your career is depending on your opportunity situation.
Okay, so with that being said, do you think Draymond Green holds any real, say, trade value? If he were to hit the trade market, what kind of return do you think the Warriors could get for him?
Now let me before I answer that question, what is Russell Westbrook's trade value right now? It's because Russell Westbrook.
God awful.
Russell Westbrook is a Hall of Famer, All-Star. Just because you don't have the most trade value right now, that doesn't mean your career is invalidated.
I'm not trying to invalidate his career. My whole thing is Draymond Green, and like I said at the beginning of this conversation, Draymond Green is the worst player to ever be considered good.
What kind of take is that? It's not even a real take. It's not even a real take. It's just a bunch of hyperboles. It's just a bunch of hyperbole. It's not even a real take.
So you're telling me that Draymond Green, now we're talking about Draymond Green, can't shoot, can,
he hasn't always
semi-pass the ball.
Exactly.
He can't handle the ball.
Bro.
He
can't
It's almost like y'all
He
forgetting
definitely
who
handles the
Draymond
ball.
Green is,
No,
dog.
oh my
He definitely handles the ball. Just because he's not a guy to use dribble moves, that don't mean he can't handle the ball. He's actually more of their point guard than Steph Curry is. He's the one that directs their offense. Just because you're not saucing people up every time down the court, that don't mean you can't handle the ball.
I understand that, but it wouldn't shock me Draymond bounced the ball off his foot 3-4 times a game.
That's facts.
That's what you go take when you got Draymond. Russ do it all the time too.
Yeah, and I slander.
Point guards lead the league in
Are you kidding me?
turnovers. Point guards
I
lead the league in
slander
turnovers.
Westbrook.
He got the ball in his hand the most. Of course that's gonna happen, man. You can't get mad at man. Come on, man. Y'all are saying crap.
Hey, I guess it takes more for me for somebody to be considered elite. I'm sorry. I'm not putting that under elite. That's just me though. I have a different standard for elite.
Elite might be a stretch. He's an adept though.
The point is he's a Hall of Famer. That's the point.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's good at a lot of things, yo.
He's a Hall of Famer because
your impact is the only thing that matters. It's not accolade. It's his impact on winning. He got an opportunity to show that his game, no matter what it is actually useful when it comes down to winning championships.
But what did he do last year when he was by himself?
That's not what it's about.
By himself.
Nothing.
That's not what it's about.
They got the #2 draft pick when he was by himself last year.
Steph Curry was on it. When Steph Curry played, he didn't make a difference. That team was garbage. It was one of the worst teams ever assembled.
Steph played 15 games.
He didn't make an impact either. The team was terrible. The team was terrible. The team was terrible. No one was going to make it. The team was terrible. The team was awful. What do you expect?
My boy Soder was broke.
So if he has such an impact on winning, like what's up? What he couldn't string together? What was their record last year? Like
it was terrible. God awful.
15 and 65, something crazy like that.
Okay, so when Kobe had players Smush Parker and them, and they didn't make the playoffs, was that Kobe fault? No. If your team is god awful, your team's not going to win. That's just what it is.
You cannot put those guys in the same conversation. You cannot compare.
A bad team will not win. The point is a bad team will not win.
What I'm saying is the things that he did on that losing team were identical to the things he's doing on a team that's winning. Not now. I'm talking about 2016, 2017. All the same things. So where's this impact on winning?
Everyone is not a number one guy.
Last year.
Everyone is not a number one guy. We talk about Kyrie Irving, how he can't win as a number one guy. Draymond is like a number 3 guy.
But
he can't be the number 1 or number 2 guy on your team and expect you guys to win a bunch of games and win a championship. Everyone cannot be that. That's just not who Draymond is. Okay. But if you put him,
so the standard for Draymond Green is the best, 4th best player on your team. That's the standard for Draymond Green.
Third best player.
Third best. Okay.
Third best player.
That's the standard for Draymond Green. Okay. He's the best. Third best.
And that's not elite. That's not elite.
Dennis Rodman.
Come on, man.
Exactly. Dennis Rodman. There's a lot of guys that were third best player on the team.
Dennis Rodman will give me double-digit boards.
Who cares? Who cares? That's an error for rebounding. That's an error for rebounding. First of all,
he's not.
Don't be casual. Don't be casual. That's an error for rebounding.
6.
You talking about this year?
That's all you saying, man. What about all the other years, bro?
Numbers are telling me. What more do I need? You telling me? I said to you
forgot about
that Dennis Rodman is going to get me double-digit boards.
58 one year, dog. And now it's like you completely forgot about it. He was shooting like 35% from 3.
There was a year he shot 40% from 3.
Please let's not bring in his 3-point shooting. This man won't even shoot a 3. He won't even shoot a 3 now.
Come on, man.
You're talking about now.
He threw one of the 3 airballing.
You
Come
talking
on,
about
man. We're
now?
not
Oh
talking about
man,
Draymond shooting.
Draymond has had years of shooting.
Oh my God, but we're
Draymond
not
has
talking
been
about
doing this,
Draymond
and all of a sudden we all forgot about it. This is
Exactly.
crazy,
Hey,
bro.
man.
How did,
Hey,
okay,
man,
I got a question. How did your
listen,
three-point
anybody can hit him left wide
get worse?
open. If I'm worried about Steph, Clay, and KD, I'll let Draymond shoot wide open ones all day.
And they
It's a
almost won
casual
a
take.
they won
It's a
they won
casual take.
73 games doing that because people was leaving
said
him
what?
wide open.
You
said
see,
what?
he not shooting no more.
Jesus Christ!
so
Because
late.
I guess
He
Kevin.
so
Did you
late.
see him last
To
year?
me, it really seemed like Kevin Durant knocked the confidence out of him. He knocked him out of rotation.
Here
Kevin
we
Durant
go.
was really taking all his shots.
Hey,
Blame
if
KD.
you not
man.
really like that, if you're not really
Come on,
like that, then
man.
maybe.
Come on, man.
Man, stop it. I'm just saying, I'm seeing him shoot wide open threes, airballing. That's all I'm saying.
Man, he
That's not
ain't
elite.
1 and
That's
2
not elite.
seasons.
No,
They guard him under the free throw line.
you're not. You guys just
Consistently.
disregarded the whole point. The whole point is you can't judge his game off of his offense and his shooting. You can judge his game off of all the other things. But if you're a casual, you know, like you guys are, then I understand. You don't get it. I understand.
I can't listen, Trey. Your elite and my elite are completely differently, right?
Yeah,
you think
calling
elite
him
is that? That's not elite to me. I'm sorry. Our standards of elite is different.
Because you value
not
empty
elite.
stats. You value empty stats. I value impact on winning. A lot of guys put up
Impact on
stats and
winning.
don't win. A lot
Like
of
I
guys
said,
put up stats and they don't win. We saw that they blew a 3-1 lead because Draymond Green was out the series. We saw
no,
that.
sir.
The whole you stop it. You stop there. You better not.
Bogut!
You sound ridiculous. I'm about to kick you out. You sound ridiculous. Never say that again. Draymond Green got kicked out of that series.
No.
LeBron James and his Cavaliers rallied because they knew their leader was gone. Steph and Clay, now we know they're not the toughest guys, and they pumped in the rest of the series.
Yeah.
So I got a question. So because Draymond a tough guy, he's elite. He's a tough guy.
You can't see. That's the thing. You can't just break it down to one simple thing. That's the thing. Draymond is a lot of different things that make him who he is. Like I said, the defense, the help side, communication, the toughness, the leadership, how he directs traffic, all those things matter. If you look at the best team of all time, we're talking about the Warriors, the greatest team of all time. If you think about the record or when they had added KD with talent, he was the engine, the motor, the like everything that kept that together. Without Draymond Green, they didn't do anything.
I'll give you impactful. I can't give you elite.
That's the only thing that matters. Impact, all the other stuff, the stats, it's only supposed to tell you the summary of what happened. The impact is the only thing that matters. Wins and losses, and who did what to affect that. All the other stuff is just supposed to help you get to that point.
Team, this doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. If Draymond Green goes to any other team, it doesn't happen.
If you put him in any other bad situation, okay. But we're talking about putting him in the right situation. Every player is not someone who's gonna lead a bad team to a finals. That's just not everybody. It's a bunch of players that ain't never won nothing and they put up 30-point games. Bradley Beal, you on the Wizards, don't win no games, but he's elite. They win the same amount of games as Draymond did last year. Same amount of games. Everyone can't be that guy to put a bad team over the top, and most players can't. Only the LeBrons, the Lucas, guys like that. Only those guys can really put a bad team into playoff contention. It's not many people. Listen. When NBA players are making these moves and about getting traded and everything, they're trying to go to a contender, right? The only reason they're trying to go to a contender, that's the only validation for their career. All the other stuff, that doesn't really matter. That's all for your branding and your money. But we talking about as a basketball player and validating your career, it's about what you do to win championships. That's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. Your MVP pick so far for this early NBA season.
Oh my God. Let's hear it.
Kevin Durant. Shooting 60% from the field goal and 50% from three. That's all I got to say. 31.
What is he averaging 30, ain't he?
31.
Yeah. That's
tough.
That's crazy.
I mean,
that's crazy.
I think I've seen somebody say that he's having the best comeback season from a major injury.
For sure.
To average 31 off of an Achilles, that's
I'm gonna go with the Joker, Nikola Jokic, and I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, right now, this man's averaging 27, 12, and 9. 27 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. Now, I will say this. I I think the two front runners at this moment are Jokic and Embiid. And the only reason that Embiid has an edge on Jokic right now is because the Sixers have a better record. Come the end of the season, I think Denver's gonna, make that push. They struggled a little bit early on, but they're starting to put things together now. And Jokic has just been phenomenal. I mean, the things that he's doing, particularly as a guy his size, who's not that fast, not super duper, athletic. It's just incredible. Some of the passes he's making, some of the ways he's able to put the ball in the bucket, and also, be the motor for that team as well. So I think when it comes to the end of the season and Denver is, among, the top teams record-wise, I think Jokic will be taking away that MVP as of right now. But
I gotta go Jokic too. I gotta go
LeBron
Jokic
is
too.
coming. LeBron's coming. Don't ever count him out. LeBron's coming.
I agree with Trey. I gotta go Jokic too right now. But if I'm being completely honest, I gotta go Bron second, honestly. And I'm not even a Bron fan. But call it what you want. But I mean, right now, what Bron is doing, I think he's averaging 25, 7, and 7 right now. I think they're second in the West. And AD hasn't been playing all that well. So for him to be second in the West, putting up the numbers he has been putting up, I think he's shooting a pretty decent percentage. It's just the man can't shoot free throw, okay? We ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole other subject for another day. But honestly, I would put Bron second for right now, but I put Jokic first for the simple fact that, like Trey said, what he's doing is pretty, his numbers are immaculate. I think Denver, they'll definitely get some more wins. So that's my top two right now.
Okay, my pick is going to be based off what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be Luka, because Luka right now got the stats, but his team isn't winning. So he's going to have to will his team into playoff contention and whatever seed they're trying to get to. So I feel like down the stretch, he's going to have some crazy triple-double games. His team is going to be winning, and it's going to be obvious that he's going to be the reason. So I think it's going to be Luka at the end of the day.
I didn't think of Luka. I haven't seen Dallas playing in a minute.
I've
been hearing a lot of people say Joel Embiid. How y'all feel about that?
He's actually the front runner right now.
Yeah, he is the front runner. I'm not a believer, to be honest, but that's just me.
He's been having a great season. I think that Doc has basically instilled, in the Sixers that, hey, Embiid is our guy. It's no longer Simmons and Embiid. It's Embiid and, Simmons is right after that. Yeah. I think, being able to dictate that as a coach really helped them out. And I mean, the results speak for themselves. They're number one in the East right now. So we'll see how this carries over. I know a lot of those guys are injury prone, and I know that a couple of those losses were due to not having, a full roster as well. So their records should probably be better than it is. Even at 15-6, they could easily be, say, 18-3, just because of the games they had lost, due to having a small roster. So, they look legit. I don't know if I'm a believer yet, but they look legit.
I'm not a believer. Ben Simmons can't shoot.
Yeah, he's a liability in the playoffs.
Definitely a liability. That's exactly why I don't feel like they hurt him.
Well, I guess that's it for this episode. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll be back with the football debate next. So we out.